One grain grower who must be making some smart business decisions is Tony White, whose property we're on today. Tony, thanks for having us here.
Thank you.
Tony, what's the most recent significant machinery purchase you've had to make?
It's been a big square hay baler.
What's that allowed you to do?
We bale all our own export hay, which goes to Japan.
What's the most important piece or pieces of machinery you've got?
The most important bit is probably a good sprayer. Then the next bit is actually the two seeders. But our two seeders are towed by two second-hand tractors, and the seeders are second-hand. We run one seeder, which is a knife-point seeder on a Shearer trash worker bar, and then we run the second seeder, which is a no-till K-Hart disc seeder. They both enable us to sow our crops dry and make the most of the limited amount of moisture, and they help us run a diverse rotation. So that helps us throughout the season.
So it sounds like you're fairly cautious about making big capital purchases.
We are, because I think every dollar you spend you've got to get back, so it's pretty important not to be overcapitalised, I think. And plus I'm very lucky I've got a brother who's a mechanic.
That's very handy when you're working with machinery that can be getting long in the tooth.
Very handy, yes.
And how do you make the decision about what's the right thing to purchase there?
Through a lot of thinking time, a lot of reading, and a lot of consultation through consultants, and also a lot of research through grower groups. But the biggest boom we have had has been the Grower Group Alliance, grower groups throughout the state, because it enables us to talk farmer to farmer a lot more, and we can hopefully cut down a lot of our mistakes.
How important is it, do you think, that those advisors are linked into the information networks that eventually link back to what's coming out of GRDC? You can't distill it all, can you?
No. It's very important. I think we need to get the consultants even more closely into the GRDC research, so then it can be given back to farmers in a manner that we can utilise it to the best of our ability.
Looking back 20 years, I'd say that you would reckon that given the season you had in terms of rainfall, that you've done really remarkably well. You wouldn't have done that well 20 years ago.
Well, one comment my father made on the harvester at harvest time, he said it's the best drought year he's ever seen. So that puts it in context. Through technology and through rotations, we've been able to make the most use of our limited moisture.
Tony, thanks very much for joining us today on Ground Cover TV.
Thank you.
And by the way, congratulations on being the Western winner of the Way We Were competition.
Thanks very much.